2019, I want to demonstrate what planning is all about. Don't rush into anything in the end. When you know that you want to do it in 2019, let us start thinking systematically and then start working on it. So we are looking at between 30 to 40 lakhs of a revenue. 20,000 people are expected. If you want to make any sense of 20,000 people, buckle yourself and start thinking what you can do. It's a business. Of course, there is an art. So any of you are interested in art, anybody who knows somebody who is in the mad music, arts or dance, who want a platform for being launched, you can talk to Dr. So anybody has any connections you can do. Plus we are going to have an exhibition, stall, etc. Those of you who want to display your goods, you can do it. And I am also happy to inform Mr. Reddy has offered to fund that. That means if you are going to take a stall, you don't have to wait in the last minute to pay the money. You can start paying monthly now only. So that by the time you don't even know that you have paid for the stall. Even the stall amount may be 5,000 rupees. But when you start paying 50 rupees, 100 rupees every month, you don't even realize that you are doing it. These are all good examples of planning last minute, don't wait to work on. So I invite Mr. Prakash Reddy to talk about a little bit about your business and how he thinks he can fund. Even this Arunachal Pradesh trip, those of you coming 25,000 rupees, ready to fund. You can join with a cheat with him and then pay on a monthly basis. Ready?
I am Prakash Reddy, the company name is Jagapati Chits Private Limited. So we are starting a different chits. So for Apna group, for stars or any trip or anything, you want to plan advance, just divide whatever the stall you want to take, just divide by that and for 1 year and you can pay that immediately we start now itself. For Arunachal Pradesh also, this is the last week because if you join now only, then I can fund it in May. May is the date. So immediately if you join, I can fund it on May. Thank you, sir.
Good. Now, whenever we talk of cheat, many people get worried. What is this cheat? Because they are used to a lot of people who have earlier cheated. It's up to you to evaluate. It's a business opportunity. Here is a person who says he will fund, so you can use your money properly and then make use of it. So, only please explain about the India Achiever Award. We mentioned about it, but
yeah. Good morning, everyone. I'm Murli from E2S. Last 2 months back, the India Achievers Forum Center mail, seeing our exhibition at Key Road, that the 2 tier 3 tier cities. So they are seen and they are said what we are doing. So I sent a profile of our company saying that we do savings on energy, that is water and electricity main. Then they got interested then. And then we give few testimonials and then we said, okay, we will nominate you for the Achievers Forum. That is going to happen in Dubai.
very good. In Dubai.
In Dubai.
Oh, very
First round is in New Delhi. That is an award in Dubai.
Very good.
Thank you.
Congratulations. I mentioned in the last mail payment, you can start paying from now, so that every month you pay. By the time this comes, there is no sum. Or you can tie up with Jagapati. He will give you a cheat option where you pay and then you can do it. So we have only one stall booked so far.
Sir, one more.
By Bhavani. Pardon? Yours is second. Oh, 3. Oh my God.
Is it 2 stalls?
4, 5. Okay, finish. Now,
That is not one
standing
stall.
the queue, huh?
We take 2 stalls.
2 stalls. Very good. Very good. So we have made a list of about 50-55 people whom we think can be there. Many of you can look at your services. Please remember, in a business, there is always leveraging. There is a giver for it. For example, you are getting a stall, you are paying money. It's useless thinking. How do you leverage 20,000 people? Don't think just I put a stall, people will come running to your stall, correct? You have to think this is an opportunity provided by Dattatri in his platform. And we are business people. We love art, no doubt, but we are looking at it from a business. Can we generate ideas by which it will help you? And this is the kind of work which I want each of you to start focusing on. Let me move on. Yeah, yes.
So I am Dattatri, graphic designer and a vocalist. Started learning at the age of 42. Now I am full-time musician. Relating to Kala Sambrama, last event was a very biggest event of Kala Sambrama. We had a exhibition and a stall type of thing. It happened because of my old good friend, Mr. Velu. When I was working as a department head of graphic designing in Karnataka Vocational Training and Skill Development Corporation, it comes under a labor department. In all the districts, we used to do the job fairs. There, the whole structures, just like structures in a palace ground, it was done by a Fabricana company. You might have seen the boards of. He was working there. There he became my friend. He is, believe me, he worked like demon. Really, because building a city, building a structure, it is not a simple job. For this, also he has taken an initiation. He will construct the whole structure, auditorium, exhibition, and the stalls. In Rajanagara ground, this is the sample structure. It's a very small to him, but he is a very capable man. I want to introduce him to all the people. Please come.
Mr. Velu.
Velu.
So I'm Shakti Velu. I was working in a company, but now I have started my own in the name of Kaushik Events. So any exhibition stalls, structure related to exhibition, please contact me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let us move on with our talking. A little later, I will also explain how it is very important to learn from different people, which will come to very shortly. I will hold this point here. Let me move on. So please look at this as a great opportunity to 20,000 people. Don't have to look at business elsewhere. You can look at how to rationalize this system. Based on the discussions I have been having with Dinesh, after the very successful Arunachal Pradesh program, where we have more than 25 people now registered for this trip, I thought it's a good idea to launch a Pentagon within Apna for the hospitality as a service, which can be health and entertainment, food and beverages and accommodation. So a whole lot of things related to hospitality Pentagon. So we can look at how we can exploit the hospitality business. Each of you, I'm sure, have something or the other to look at it, hospitality working. So I request anybody interested to become part of this Pentagon to give your names to Manimeka. So we can start launching this. Yes. So we want to look at how, see, all these people, we have seen Trivago, we have seen Tribo, we have seen Oyo. Everybody is doing it. So don't worry, we will also do it in our own style and earn a mark. That's what is very important. In our Apna way, we will do it. So let me move on. Last time I had mentioned that Vittal Dairy had an interest to get funding for their Desi Cow project. So we had good response from people. Anybody else is interested? 2 or 3 people have already responded showing interest. So I have already connected them with Mr. Kamath. Anybody wants to invest some money in the cow project, that means you are investing on the cows, which is a very unique and good thing. So please think about it. If you want to do whatever you can become a small stakeholder in that business. Now I invite Lalita to talk about, she was talking about taking care of the environment around yourself. Last time she said she wanted a small time to discuss. She has kept some of our products. So if somebody can help in bringing it here.
Siru. I'm dealing with indoor plants. Thing is, I'm giving them in ceramic pots, which you can place on your desk, on your work table, on your kitchen sill, wherever you spend more time. Because plants, these plants, they purify the air around you. I thought I will introduce you to some of my plants. This is called snake plant. Actually, it's a baby plant. It grows up. This is also a baby, but you can call this an infant and this is a teenager. So it grows much bigger, and these gives offshoot nearby. So it grows to be quite a lot of plants come out. In 1 year, you can get 4 plants like this from the same plant. So you can pot it into different pots like this and keep it around the house.
This is also called mother-in-law's tongue.
This is a famous mother-in-law's tongue. This is a smaller variety of the same snake plant. This is called Sansevieria. You can see, I was telling you about the shoot which comes. This plant I have got only for 15 days. There is a small plant already coming. You can, once it grows a little more, you can take it and plant it in another pot wherever you want. Now this plant, it's quite convenient to keep near your desktop. It doesn't disturb you. You have to water it only once in 3 days. Actually, most of these plants, they don't require water much because they are indoors. They have the thing to, they need very less water. That is the thing. But they require water and sunlight. Without water and sunlight, there are no plants. They do need, but I'm telling in a lesser quantity.
I'll keep this mother-in-law here.
Yes. This is called alocasia. This is a variety of plants. You would have seen leaves which are broad and it grows very in an oval shape. It just grows. This is called alocasia. Again, it's one of the most prettiest plants. This is peperomia, variated peperomia. It has yellow. Any plant which has yellow and green like this, it's called variated. So this is peperomia. It will be in green also. This is like this. This variety is like this. These are all plants which give good oxygen when it is placed indoors. You have to give them sunlight. Say like how I said, you water it once in 3 days. You can keep it in the sun for some time, say 4 to 5 hours, but not in direct bright sunlight. It gets burnt. I'll show you how it gets burnt. Sorry, please remove it. One of these plants, by mistake, I had kept it for too long. It gets burnt and it becomes black. So it should not be placed in direct sunlight. It takes only 1 day's mistake to keep in the direct sunlight and the plant will start. It doesn't need direct hard sunlight. It has to be there in a room like this. It survives well. Most of us, our rooms will be like this. It will be well lit, but there will be no direct harsh sunlight. So they survive very well in this kind of climate. This is called Syngonia. There are many varieties of this. This is a light green and yellow type. There will be pink and green, dark purple and pink. Those shades are it adds color to your indoor space. And they survive easily. They just don't need anything. You can actually ignore them, but they will be adding life to our well-being. This is called lucky jade. This is a lucky plant according to feng shui. These are also very hardy plants. They don't fuss at all. You just have to, like I said, once in 3 days give them the water, and occasionally, maybe once a year, you have to repot it with a good soil and the nutrients, very less quantity of nutrients. Indoor plants get burnt because of more nutrients. If you are going to add compost, how you add to normal plant which you place outside, they get burnt. So they need, even nutrients they need in very less quantity. So that's it, I think. Yeah. This is another variety of jade. This is called Krasula. There are a lot of, you can say hundreds of varieties of Krasula. depending on the shape of the leaf. This is again a lucky plant according to Feng Shui. This grows, it's a very beautiful plant, and only that one I can say. And these are all indoor plants which give good oxygen. You might have seen Nursery Live and all such popular websites. They say top 5 oxygen giving plants. These all come under that. And that's it for today.
Thank you. Maybe people can discuss with her. Obviously, she has not brought it for fun. So there is a business angle to it. So those of you who are interested can keep it in your house, maybe under your bed.
Not under the bed. Here on the.
Okay.
If you are going to sleep to the side, you can place it on a table nearby. Like how it is your table
Please
light.
don't take it seriously. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, strain. So, thank you so much for the very enlightening mentioning about various plants. Many of us do not know some of the names of these plants, so it's a good. So let's move on. Last time. Last time Samuel Sudhakar was not here. I mentioned about this offer. So why don't you quickly mention about this? Samuel Sudhakar had an offer for the sales and marketing business consulting offer. Very briefly, so that people understand and then they will.
Morning friends, my name is Samuel Sudhakar. I'm a business consultant, management coach and trainer. This particular offer is for the Apna members. I do provide sales, marketing and management consulting. Primarily, if they are in the 1 to 2 years, we work on the 3 P's, product, process and people consulting. Check your online presence, offline presence and help move away from Excel to the ERP, etc. And if it is in 2 to 4 years, we work on your team building, we work on your processes and strategies. And if you are in the business for 5 years and you have a turnover of 5 crores, then we have a team wherein we could help in terms of addressing the 4 pain points: sales and marketing, result orientation and strategy, led by Dr. Sri Kumar, and operational efficiency, led by Mr. Bala. So this is about this particular offer, and this is exclusive for Apna members. Anybody interested could please speak to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you. He has already given me a small list of it. Those of you who want to circulate. Mr. Sri Kumar did a program on decoding sales. Quick experience sharing.
In fact, I want my participants to share the experience, but the program was about, it was a 2-day program on decoding sales success. Actually, as the name goes, it's actually decoding what the code behind the sales. So that is nothing but the science behind it, the psychology, philosophy, ontology, brain science, neuroscience, conversational hypnosis, and various entertainment games which we can use it for taking the sales to the next level. So then all this knowledge has been zipped into 10 rules in sales and apply it on the board on the second half of the second day. So I invite Mr. Dinesh and also Mr. Samuel, who were a participant of this program, to share their experience.
Yeah, Dinesh, I participated Sikumarji's sales decoding for 2 days program. So the program was, I have been entrepreneur for 5 years and I have been thinking, okay, though I have been doing sellings on my own for 5 years, let me attend and see, how it can help me, or sharpen my sales skills further. Because for entrepreneurs, sales skill is the key. If you don't have, then business does not. No way there can be success. So I went to this. In one way, it is amazing because it's not talking about. It's not about what is the sales process, how to get lead, how to follow up. It's not about that. Those things we have been doing. We know that. but it is about the what happens in the background of our mind. When a salesperson meets a client, then what goes around their minds, and how the salesperson can click, which triggers the the client. Okay, this is the thing I want to buy, and he comes. Clients says that I want this product. So what are the exact moment you can give the offer? It's not that there are different sales stages, and exactly what stages you have to give the offer. And the various the science behind it, basically the neuroscience, the brain science. He explained about the NLP. How and what are the things we can use NLP techniques in our sales things. So I mean, if you are aware of this, then I mean, nothing will be surprise. What the client says and all, it will not be surprise. That client is at this stage, so everything will be open, everything will be clear to you. So I definitely recommend all the entrepreneurs definitely should go through this, and so that it will be very clear for sales. Will not be a surprise and disappointment, nothing like that. So the every stages, what sales is happening, where sales is not happening, everything is clear. So I mean, I got lot of knowledge, and definitely there will be lot of follow-up things, and we have follow-up sessions also. We still will be happening. So I definitely recommend this program. Thank you so much for the stand-up.
I would like to briefly summarize. I think Dinesh has already covered most of it. I've been in sales for 27 years. I do sales and marketing consulting. But still, this was an eye-opener. What I didn't learn in 27 years, within 24 hours, he gave us a lot of, this is completely a science behind the sales. As Dinesh was mentioning, in terms of the various techniques of NLP, brain science. Today, when we meet a client and when we approach a client, the way that we look at the client in terms of is completely different. And the way that we offer in terms of analyze the whole the sales process and the way that we should present our offerings is completely summarized. And we also had a mock sales. That session was very interactive, and we learned a lot. And this 10 tips and techniques has been provided to us. We will definitely implement it, and will definitely, the way that we look at how we have been doing sales will never be the same. I would definitely urge all business stakeholders, because sales is the one thing which keeps the revenue coming in. All the business stakeholders should attend this 2-day decoding sales program. Thanks so much.
See, we talk so much about change. So until unless you can create and pass your sales, finally there will be a problem for myself and my business, like that, right? So these kind of programs, whatever I am introducing here, is for one particular purpose. That's called change the change before the change changes you. You have the ability to change the change that is shortly coming to you. If you have the ability to change that change, you don't have to change. So please change the change before the change changes you. Thank you so much.
Let me also share a small piece of secret. I've been in the consulting business for 33 years. One thing I can confidently say is there are very few companies which know how to do marketing and sales. Many companies which are successful just happen to be successful because they were in that position and they really don't know how to succeed. And all of them start thinking what to do when they don't get sales. And I always believe when you don't know how to learn when you are successful, you will never learn how to be successful when you are not successful. So the best time to learn is when you are successful, because why you succeeded is very, very important. So thank you very much for having such beautiful people here. Please take it from here. Let's move on. Let's skip this. From the sound of music to the soundness of health. Can you guess who is the person?
Funny this.
Soul to soul.
Soul to soul.
funny Renu, because they always call me funny Renu. And I even took a fight with my father for adding that H. And some of my friends go a little ahead calling me FUNNY also. So today I would like to talk about another disease, taking 2 minutes. Since most of you here are men, I thought this would be very relevant. I would like to talk about a prostate hypertrophy. Why I picked up this is a reversible condition according to how I have been working, and this is something you will not know till you have a major problem and you land up in a doctor's clinic and they advise a scan. So what is that you have to look in early as men is when you have problem initiating urine, you have to go stand in the toilet for a few seconds to start off. There is something wrong. So these are the changes you have to watch from the very beginning. And then after you pass urine, you still feel you need to stay there a few seconds to empty it fully. This is also something you have to keep in mind. So these are stages where you have mild prostate hypertrophy, very small quantity of hypertrophy, which is very easily reversible. Mild to moderate hypertrophy can be very easily reversed. Even when I say easy, it doesn't mean it takes a very short period, because mild to moderate hypertrophy is when I have worked to reverse, it has taken me around 2.5 years. So you can imagine if you come with a major hypertrophy, how it is going to be. And what is the solution that we have to offer there in the regular allopathic method is we use certain tablets to help it grow slowly. We don't have anything to reverse it. That means it will still keep growing in spite of the medicines. And what is that you have to do later is going for a surgery. So by removing a part of the gland does not stop the problem or reverse the problem. You will have it growing again and again. So we have had people who have had prostatic surgeries going on for 2 years, 3 years, and in spite of that we've seen people having prostate cancers at old age. To the extent, even after 2-3 surgeries, I had my neighbor who had a sudden block of urine totally, and they had to rush him to emergency for catheterization. And the growth was so much and he was quite old, they could not do anything but to leave a catheter there. But it is very easily reversible when it is early. So when I say easily reversible, like I've always told, it is about working on the tissue nutrition. Till today, none of us are aware why this gland keeps growing, say after the age of 50. So it is good. Sometimes I say master health checkup, we diagnose a problem and we go on taking medicines. Medicines are really not good. But if you can diagnose a problem and then use a method which can reverse the problem, totally reverse the problem to normalcy would be a very good approach. So men, please take note of this. Maybe once a year get your pelvic scan done. When we say scan, most of them go do an abdomen scan and come. We need abdomen and pelvic scan. So in pelvic scan you can notice what is the size of your prostate gland. So do not, and prostate gland hypertrophies leads to lot of imbalances in the psychology also later. There are no direct evidence, but we have noticed people with the prostate hypertrophy have a perverted inclination towards sex in the later part of their life, which they themselves don't like. So take care of it early, and this can be addressed by working on tissue nutrition, where we go on supporting the body, making it get the nutrition that it needs, which can help the body reverse this gland back to normalcy. So this is the disease I wanted to talk today. Thank you for giving it.
Thank you very much.
And one more thing I wanted to say. I attended a conference at Hassan called WoundCon. This was about wounds. When we think of wound, we think it's a wound and it heals. No, there are people who have wounds for 20 years, 25 years, 30 years and it does not heal. So this conference was trying to bring all branches of medicine, all fields of medicine like Ayush, allopathy, to see what each one of us can do to heal these wounds. And I was extremely happy to see, I think it's one of its kind where there is Ayush and allopathy working together. There were great research papers that were brought out. So like the doctors are fighting to say that I am better, or the other person says I am better. Similarly amongst patients also we have this, know that alternative methods don't work. That's why I say don't use the word alternative or the mainstream medicine. The allopathy works. Some of them on the other side, they say allopathy is extremely bad, don't use it. Go with Ayurveda or homeopathy. It is very wrong. An integration is needed. I was extremely happy to see that there is integration happening at an international level, and where they are also recognizing Ayush methods, which is basically the Indian method. So I was very happy to share that it is happening silently going on, and it is up to the patients also to recognize when they need to go where and utilize the best possible thing for their health care.
Well, we get some foods which is good and which is not to be taken. That also would have helped us.
I didn't understand.
No, what food will help in this process? Yeah, that is her job as a nutrition. She's not a nutritionist. We can discuss that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good question. Let's move on now. On health itself, let's continue a little more. I'm also giving preference to people who made a request that they want to talk about something. Lakshmi Narayan, please. Today we will not be able to introduce everybody. We are already 54 people in the hall. So we will go on, of course, the visitors and a few selected people as we are doing.
Hi, my name is Lakshmi Narayanan. As most of the members here know that I am in the process of making you wealthy. Now I have a product which will make you healthy as well. Because health always goes with wealth. What is the use of wealth without health accompanying? Actually, the technology is going to take another leap in the fact that medicines and nutrition is going to be delivered to the body through wearable technology, through patches which you can wear in the body. So acupressure and acupuncture is 10,000 years old or 15,000 years old. The same principle is used in bringing out patches with a solution for your migraine, body pain, lack of sleep, and also weight management. So how does acupressure and acupuncture works? There are 12 meridians in our body which actually regulates and have a smooth flow of energy. And if there's a smooth flow, then we don't have any disease. If the meridian is blocked at some point, then that gives rise to a pain or a disease. That's what we actually experience as pain or as not metabolization of our body, and it also affects our digestion. So acupressure actually recognizes these points and just releases the block, which actually brings to wellness. The same thing, acupressure and acupuncture, we don't give more importance, but a US company has converted the pressure, the amount of pressure that these people get, and they have converted into wearable patches through biomagnetism. So this is how it works. So if you have acute body pain, if you have migraine, which gives you a lot of pain, if you are suffering from lack of sleep is you think you sleep for 8 hours, but at the end of the day, beginning of the day, you feel tired and irritated, then you have not slept, even though you have been in the bed and you have been closing your eyes. So this actual solution. Usually the technology in health is tested on patients and then results are obtained, and if everything is good, the thing comes to the market. But this technology is tested on the doctors themselves, allopathic doctors, not in US, and then it has come to the market. We have tested in doctors in Bangalore itself. There's a hospital called RxDX Hospital in Whitefield, wherein we have tested for 12 doctors who have got problems in sleep and in pain. We have given this, and they have given testimony. Actually, you can see the testimony in YouTube. Today, I don't have time to display the testimony, but if you actually say wearable nutrition technology, WNT, in YouTube, these testimonies will come up. So it's tested on allopathic doctors, and they have given very good reports, and they are prescribing now. So this is the patch. Those who want, you can meet me at the end to get more explanations. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Amazing to see new things. Whenever you see new things, you must try to embrace as much as possible so that you can gain first-hand experience. So let's move on. Just try to compare what does Apna give. As you know, Apna is a platform. Apna is not a platform where the people who run Apna make money out of Apna. The people who run Apna also make money out of their business, not because it is Apna. It's a platform. It's like a playground, the large playground. Some people are playing football, some people are playing cricket, some people are walking, some people are lying down and sleeping, 2-3 dogs are going. This is the market. Some people are playing cricket, some are playing with pad and gloves, some are playing with tennis ball, some are playing with paper balls, some are playing with mobile. All that I tell the people is, please don't comment on who is left or right. You worry about your market. A person who plays on a bat and pad gloves should not look at a person playing with tennis ball and say, what is this ball? If a person wants to move from one segment to another segment, he should improve his competitiveness. Otherwise, he works on the segment in which he works. As long as the market segment is there, doesn't matter. Even there is a market for stale food, badly cooked food. Who are you to comment? If there is a customer for it, it works. Correct? So let's look at your market. If you want to move from one segment to another, please do so by improving your capability, not by pushing. That is why in Apna, we do not have any categories, only 1 or 2. 100 people from insurance, doesn't matter. You look at your market, no? Tell me what is your business plan. I talk to people, tell me what is your business plan, how much you want from Apna. We will support you. You don't even know what you want, who is going to give you? So this is a platform where anybody can come in, look at how you want to support yourself. The only condition is, if you take anybody's help in the group, please make sure that you commercially compensate. There is no charity. If you want to take somebody's help, you must pay. And I always believe you must pay for effort, not for result. A lot of people say, business comes, I will give you. This is 1943 or even 1840 technology. I can talk to anybody. I can go to any company and say, if I get you business, you give me commission. Nobody will say no. Getting business is your capability. Giving you reference is my capability. You must pay for my capability, not for your capability. Correct? I give you a reference. You are not able to convert it to business. Why am I responsible for it? I gave you a reference. I give you this classic example. I went to Hyderabad, I met one of our Apna well-wisher. He said he will take me to the transport minister in Telangana. I said, please don't, because I don't know what to tell him now. Correct? In the next half an hour, I would have been sitting in front of the transport minister and Cheppandi. Then what do you do? Correct? You have nothing to say. You don't have capability, don't wag your tail. Now, what does Apna give? If any of you feel this has not been done so far, you can contest. When you walk in this room, it gives a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. Correct, sir? Yes. Very friendly and comfortable atmosphere. Second, a lot of people will give hope. I don't give business, but I give hope. Somebody says, I don't know how to do. No problem, we will do. That is the first thing we start. And we also give knowledge. A lot of people have told me that they come here for knowledge, so you cannot now reverse it, okay? Though she was telling many things can be reversed. Number 3, we give opportunity. If nothing is there, we create one. Correct? Dinesh came in as the 79th member. Now we are talking of creating an Apna Pentagon. Correct? Give opportunity. If you don't want it, doesn't matter. We'll create another one. Right? But this is what we do. Next, we are flexible to suit your DNA. Some people simply cannot get up in the morning and come at 8 o'clock. Correct? It doesn't matter. Come at 10 o'clock. Correct? Some people have the habit of always getting stuck in traffic. Doesn't matter. When the traffic clears, you come. Some people don't want to come for meetings. Doesn't matter. After the meeting, you come. Some people don't want to eat breakfast. Don't matter. No need to eat. 1 hour will be upset, but doesn't matter. flexible, correct? You suit your DNA, your style you suit, because we believe every human being has got a certain ability and we want to take that ability and happily, naturally do your business, not with the tension. Make it easy. And lastly, n times support for your initiatives, correct? I don't come and scratch your back. You come, we will give n times opportunity, correct? That's what we want to. Anybody comes here and then say, I want to do it. This is what we do. We add more to this process. And many people have asked, what do you get? Nothing. Why should I get anything, correct? Why should I get anything? I should get anything for doing something, correct? And that something should be my business. Just for standing and talking, it's not required. This is a platform. I don't want to earn out of this platform. I want to earn out of my ability in my business. And this is the platform for Apna, for all of you. We don't have much time, so let me move on. I'll skip this also for the time being because of the time. I just focus on this. Always an extension of what I just now said. Each of you have your abilities. Please look at your natural abilities. Natural abilities are those for which you don't feel the strain. A lot of people drive in the traffic. At the end they say, I never realized I was driving, correct? They cross the road, they say, I didn't realize. Some people do sales, they don't realize. Some people teach, they don't realize that they are teaching. A lot of people have talent. It is natural for them. Don't try to acquire somebody's talent. Don't try to become Sri Kumar. Be yourself first. For what you are, that natural ability, you try to position it. That's very important. If you are always a happy person, position happiness. Learn to position happiness. And that should be done astutely. That should be done cleverly, intelligently. And that is what is Apna. Astutely position natural abilities. And that is why we are all here. Bring your abilities, we will look at it. So let me go on today to a little bit of this discussion. Post this, we will have the introduction from the visitors and we will continue a little bit, otherwise you get bored. Today I want to talk about a very important process in our body which is called the sodium potassium pump. Those of you who know more about it, please keep quiet. Because I am not teaching sodium potassium pump. I am teaching application to business, because we are here to look at business and how do you look at this from business. 5 lessons which I wanted to explain today. I'll take 2 first, then we will have introduction, then another 2, then some more introduction. Before anybody understands why is a pump required, correct? The problem is when you put water from the top, it will come down, correct? Why? Because that is what it wants to do. Now if you want to put water back, you need a pump, correct? Pump is something which is required when you want to do something against the will, correct? There is always a natural thing. When you want to do anything against that, you require a pump. This is what is the definition of it. Whether it is for water or for the heart or whatever it is. There is a natural gradient in everything. You want to work against the gradient, you need a pump. And pump requires energy, correct? You have to put electricity or some energy that is required. This is very important. So you want to do it in the opposite of the direction in which it will naturally do something. We need. This is a very simple engineering understanding of a pump. We will not worry about this at the time. I want to talk about 5 lessons which the sodium potassium pump every day, millions and billions of sodium potassium pump are working. While I am talking now, there are so many things working while you are listening or while you are looking at your mobile with your sending messages. Sodium potassium pump is working, okay? So don't worry about that. First lesson we are going to learn is control of entropy to create wealth. I will explain this quickly. Variety is life and there is opportunity in variety. The concept of balancing give and take. Leveraging and invest in the give and you will always take. These are the 5 principles in business which I want to explain through the NAK pump, sodium potassium pump. Control of entropy to create What is entropy? Entropy is the natural tendency of the universe to confusion. Natural tendency in the universe towards confusion. I take water and put it on the floor. What happens? It slowly spreads till it cannot spread anymore, making it useless for anybody. Correct? I have a gas which is leaking, it goes into the atmosphere, spreads. After some time, it has no value. This is a natural tendency. You cannot stop it. If you want, you can try. Don't do it now, somebody has to clean. It will move, right? Now, what do? If you want to have water of value, what do? You control entropy by putting it in a container. When you put it in a container, it cannot go anywhere. It remains there. It has value because you can drink. Or Lalita will say, I will flower it, put water for my plant. Anything is possible. But if it is not done, you cannot do it. So control of wealth is possible only when you control entropy. Entropy is the tendency in the universe for things to move away. It's a very important principle in management also. Many times I say, those of you who are interested, give your name. Do you think it works? It doesn't work because we are all used to control. Entropy takes over. What does entropy do? Just you keep quiet, nothing happens. Because that is a natural tendency. If I want to control entropy, I have to put one person. I ask, well, now find out who are all there. Are you interested? He starts a management process, correct? Thereby he gets the names. Then wealth is created. So we are working against gravity. We are working against gradient, correct? If you want to do well. The same thing the body does. The body, the sodium potassium pumps, helps you to work against the natural gradient so that we will stay alive. If you want to stay alive. You don't want to stay alive, no problem. You don't want to do business, no problem. So entropy is very important from a, I already explained this. It's a natural tendency for anything to go disarray. Anything, you take a process in a company, those of you who are working or were working in larger organizations, you create an initiative. You say, let's do a quality improvement program. Unless you form a team, unless you form minutes of the meeting, unless you conduct meetings, unless you have review meetings, unless you have further review meetings, nothing happens. Now, the question is, why are we like that? Why do we want somebody to follow? When there is a red light signal, why can't we stop? Why should we apply our mind and say there is no vehicle on the left, I will go left, no, I will go reverse. I will get down and walk and take a BD. Why is it that we cannot follow something which is very simple, correct? I have seen a lot of people, they say, I'll come at 8 o'clock. Why can't you come at 8 o'clock? I never asked you. You only told me 8 o'clock. Did I ask you? Why are you creating trouble? Telling I'll come at 8 and then come at 10. I never asked you. You could have told me, sometime I will come, correct? There's no value. Some entropy examples, we move on. How does the human body deal with entropy control? You know, all of you know that human body is made of cells, correct? So let's say this is the inside of the cell, a lot of people, it's the outside of the cell. Outside of the cell means you eat, then food, take water, it's all going. It has to be absorbed by the cell, correct? And we have two famous fellows here called sodium and potassium. Why they are chemical people, correct? Sodium and potassium. So let's say these are all sodium. Potassium. I'm not telling you sodium, potassium is here. Inside the cell, there are a lot of sodium. Outside the cell, because you are eating, some salty food there. So don't think salt is sodium. Sodium chloride is salt, sodium is part of it, okay? So sodium is there. What is the natural tendency? The natural tendency is for the sodium from there to come inside. Natural tendency. Already there is sodium here. If too much of sodium comes here, what happens? Give me the bottle of water, please. 2 bottles of water. Yeah, he's sodium. He's also sodium. So you come this side, sir. Just walk. You also. So the 2 sodium people have come, not just like that. They have come with water. Right? When water comes here, what happens? Your blood volume increases. When the blood volume increases, what happens? Your blood pressure increases. When your blood pressure increases, what happens? The heart has to pump. Correct? So this is not the gradient. The gradient is you have to push sodium out, correct? Push sodium. You come this side now. Now, when the sodium goes out, along with that water also goes out. Then it gets flushed to the urine, right? There is a balance that is taking place. But this doesn't happen naturally because the gradient is different. So, sodium tends to flow like this. You need to kick the sodium out. Therefore, you need a pump, correct? That's what the sodium potassium pump does. Sodium potassium pump kicks the sodium out from here. At the same time, it allows the potassium to come inside. Potassium also comes with water, for that matter. But then again the sodium is kicked out, potassium. This is what the sodium potassium does. As a sodium potassium pump. Don't worry about what the sodium potassium does. Our body does this, correct? You don't even have to worry. The body works against the gradient to see that it is maintained. Now I will ask a question. Why should we work against the gradient? Let the sodium come in now. What happens?
Maintain the balance. Disorder will be there. Pressure disorder will be there.
That is the start or the end, correct? You want to die, fine. That's end, no? What is final equilibrium? When you throw the water, it's all gone. If you want a value for anything, you need to control this. It's a very important process, sodium potassium. Millions and billions of this works every day, every night. 100% keeps on working to maintain this balance. This balance can be maintained only if you have good quantity of sodium and potassium in your body. Lot of people I have seen, they consult some Google or some random fellows and somebody has told don't take salt, correct? Matter over. They don't realize it is not salt alone, sir. It is salt and potassium has to be balanced. If you want to know, millions of years ago or thousands of years ago, our ancestors were taking 16 times more potassium than sodium, whereas we are taking 2 times more sodium than potassium. Where is the balance going to? You need to balance sodium and potassium. It is not salt which is the culprit. It is the balancing is required. And learn balancing, don't have opposite knowledge. Just health point of view. Expert to talk about health. And just first principle we discussed that understand the gradient. There is a natural tendency for confusion. When a management or any program you initiate, it doesn't work because the nature takes over. If you want to make it work, you must control it. That's where the equivalent. So the sodium potassium pump is teaching us that entropy is always there. That means confusion. How can I get rid of this confusion? By having a pump. In management language or business language, it is those efforts which you are bringing to control this confusion. So this is a typical example which is taken from the Google. So the sodium is pumped out. For every 3 units of sodium pumped out, 2 units of potassium comes in. This is nature. Let's not worry about the chemical balancing of this. This goes on and on and on. Millions and billions of such pumps, which is working. So I'll skip this for the time being. The question is, why should this be done by the body? Why can't God create such a way that this against gradient is not required, correct? A lot of people ask why? Why it is required? Why can't the sodium and this be in a natural process? So what happens in a natural process? Put water down. It's a natural process. No value. There is no value in life if there is no life. Variety is life, and that is what is opportunity. Why is not everybody same? Why is there man, woman? Why is there young, old? Why is there small, big? Why are these things different? Just imagine, all are same. Any difference between anybody? Is there life when there is no variety? correct? And in your body, you have so many desires to eat, you have so many desires to do several things. The body is giving you this opportunity. And this is possible because there is life. Life is variety. And same way in the business world. Why not everybody do the same business? Doesn't happen, right? It's not there. So there is life and hope only when there is variety. And that's what the body is doing. Different kinds of people, different learnings, different things. And the body maintains it so nicely. Same way in the business world. Why can't we develop our own little sodium potassium pumps to keep the gradients the way we want? How many of you think you have understood the gradient in your business, correct? If Mr. Bhatt is there, what is the gradient working against him? He wants to do business, it's not happening. He wants orders to come, orders are not coming. So how does he operate a sodium potassium pump to keep the gradient the way he wants? This is the knowledge which we need to think, right? And this is the ability which we need to think. Variety is life, and that is where opportunities, full of opportunities. Different gradients, that's what is called competition, correct? The definition of competition is there are different gradients, different people. Some people offer lower price, suddenly the gradient changes, correct? Some people offer cost to cost, there is a flat. Some people ask lower than cost price, I give you selling price, the gradient reverses. This is competition. And your sodium potassium pump is your competitiveness. Understand your competition and your competitiveness. This is the lesson which body is teaching us. We'll go to 3 more examples of this little later. But right now, let's look at some of our visitors today. Velu has already spoken. Let me talk to Mr. Bhatt. Subramanian Bhatt, please.
Good morning. I am Subramanian Bhatt here. I am into air and water pollution control equipment, as well as treatment, products, services, everything I offer. Anything in the please contact.
Thank you so much.
I am Raghu. I have 2 businesses. One is a family business called by the name Pioneer Filters. We manufacture air filters, end use is sugar and steel industries. And another, I run a travel business wherein I show Bangalore to tourists and expats and other people in Bangalore. I show them Bangalore.
Very good. 2 different. Yes. He also has 2 businesses.
Right. First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Nathan for this opportunity. And then I run 2 businesses. Number 1 is a family business where we manufacture chemicals for people who make iron and steel castings for the automobile industry and various other industries. The second business is where I founded this business. This is into the logistics space. We provide intelligent logistics solution to small and medium enterprises for their last mile delivery.
Thank you. Thank you. You wanted to speak. Nagaraj from Velocity.
Hi everyone, and I am a part of a Velocity from past 8 months, and I am working good. Okay, because the thing is, the platform gives a better platform. So how it is that, see, we are having a business and we need a promotions to be done. So in such a way that Sir has told that Kalasabram has to be done and Apna has to be moved in a particular way. Like Sir has given us some things. So it has to be promoted in a better way. So we are giving the pamphlets, but how it is effectively used to the people? That is what the question. Because we are having a question that pamphlet will be reached. After 2 minutes, it will be thrown to us. So if it is reached to a people for a particular way in a digitalized, so it will be reached to a people for everyone. So if we create a video brochure for everybody, Sir told that Kalasabram has to be promoted for 2019, we need a 20,000 audiences. So how it has to be done? So if we create a video brochure in such a way that and it will be promoted in a online and social media, it can be promoted in a better way, so that it can be reached to 20,000 as well as to 5 crore people. So it is a better platform to design a video brochure and website, and if it is linked to any other media, it can be promoted in a better way. So thank you for the
Very good. Thank you. While talking of promotion in this mass, one of the very important requirement is content. Many people I have seen, I discussed with Samuel and others. At the end of the day, it is about content. So I request Lakshadipati, please.
Yes.
Yes, there you are. Lakshadipati has come and told me, you want content, I am here to develop the content. And I will also ensure that it reaches, so there is a lot of yes, Lakshadipati, please.
Good morning to all. Myself Lakshadipati. I represent a company called Excel Marketing Technology. We end-to-end solutions for any digitalized content and digital promotion, brand promotions, reaching to the right audience, to the mass in digital way. I could help you out in terms of particular target audience where you want to target. That's all my duty. Thank you very much.
So we have a lot of people with different. It's all about mass communication and media marketing. But each has got its own strength. So don't look at the broad name. Go a little down and see what is the strength and see how you can collaborate. Sir, Miller Kapse, please.
Good morning. My name is Milan Kapse. As innovators present. A lot of people in branding and digital marketing here. I actually envelop the whole thing, and my company is a branding company. We offer you solutions in different branding vehicles that you can use. It could be design and print, it could be website, it could be presentations, it could be a visual medium where you can use stalls to promote your companies. So we are a 2.5-decade-old company, and in Bangalore, and actually we are expansive. We come from Mumbai here about 25 years back, and survived in the different environments of business. Business has been changing quite a lot. The mediums have changed, so we had to innovate ourselves to stay in the market. That's why the company is called innovators. So we keep on innovating on marketing communication vehicles and offer you the best solutions that you can. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
He's the brother of Mr. Nilesh Kapse, who used to come a year ago. So many of you were regular with understand. Do you want to introduce yourself? Same. Same. Sir, I do not know if this. Yeah. Both of you are same or? Yeah. Same means come together.
Hi, good morning everyone. This is Ranjit. I am a tax consultant. I am a CA final student. So started this consultation from the past 2 years. So I am looking for an opportunity for we do take all types of consultation like accounting, registration, all those things. And one more thing, we are into digital signature also. We also give digital signature service for class 2, class 3. So we are looking for an opportunity so that we can serve in a better way.
Actually, we have one more also. We also do insurance business, all insurance like health and general insurance, all that we do. Ramakrishna sir invited us, and we are also with Ramakrishna sir for Dhoni and Haridra product distribution.
Thank you.
Please make an entry in the register if you are not made. Then we will invite Ramakrishna himself. He has several products which he also wants to showcase. So please showcase it.
Namaskar. Good morning.
Good morning.
I am Ramakrishna from Desi Uttama Organics. We have multi-vertical business. We have. First of all, I may introduce as a manufacturer of one unique product, the turmeric extract. You know the turmeric stick or powder. This is the concentrated form of turmeric. The curcumulanga, the botanical name. The curcum is the main ingredient. As per Ayurveda, it is useful for 128 diseases. Compared to our normal turmeric, it is a one drop equivalent to around 25 to 30 grams of normal turmeric powder. And the second thing, as per Ayurveda, the turmeric, the bioavailability of turmeric is very slow. But this is the concentrated. That's why around 30 to 40 times the faster than normal turmeric. And the wild variety, the Assam variety. Actually in Karnataka and Kerala, 1.2% the curcumin. For Assam is the 7.8% the curcumin. Actually we have the more than 50,000 customers throughout the India and abroad also using for general health and chronic disease also. For example, all the type of asthma, BP, sugar, migraine, sinus problem, joint pain, and actually in Kannada, Ramabana, ella vishayakku idannu upayoga maadi anta. The second vertical is actually we are actually last meeting also I am quote one my Swamiji's word. ಸರಿಯಾದ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಸರಿಯಾದ ಪ್ರಮಾಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಸರಿಯಾದ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸರಿಯಾದ ಆಹಾರ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ದ ರೈಟ್ ಫುಡ್, ದ ರೈಟ್ ಟೈಮ್, ದ ರೈಟ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅವರ್ ಹೆಲ್ದಿ. ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಏನು ಹಾರ್ಡ್ವೇರ್ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಂದರೆ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಅಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಸರಿಯಾದ ಆಹಾರ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಆ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಆಯುರ್ವೇದಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ವಿ ಆರ್ ದ suppliers and a promoter also. I give one actually regarding the joint pain and all. Actually in Ayurveda, the Navara using for in Panchakarma treatment and as well as in regular basis also for joint pain. Actually in rice we have the different variety of rice for joint pain, for lactation, for hemoglobin content, and different rice we have the supplies, the bulk supplies for events and program. And at the same time we have the promoting some unique product and chiku. Actually the fruit, not a chips, actually 100% natural, no oil, no this one. This is actually the unique product. And at the same time we have the promotion of some amrutamoni and virgin coconut and all. The third vertical is the catering. Ade ಸರಿಯಾದ ಆಹಾರ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸರಿಯಾದ ಫುಡ್ ಬೇಕು. ಆ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ 1000 ಡೆಲಿಷಿಯಸ್ ಡಿಶಸ್. All are organic. You are using the organic with A to milk. And thank you.
Thank you. You are not there, so just you please.
Basically, my name is Manu Ganesh. I am in business of machine tools, CNC machine tools. But since sir said that talk about what you do naturally, what I do naturally is I am into spirituality and I have yoga and also law of attraction coaching. So basically, if you see all spiritual people, they will say world is Maya, world is Maya. So sometimes we take it negatively. But since world is Maya, you can convert into positive Maya. You can convert it into positive to yourself. So I am into the process of making people to do their, convert the Maya to positivity and get a lot of money out of it. Thank you.
Any first time visitors? Yeah, Padmana.
ಸರ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ನನಗೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು ಬರಲ್ಲ, ತಮಿಳು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನಾನು 18 ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ಯೋಗ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, 18 ವರ್ಷ ಅಂದರೆ ಯೋಗ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅದೇ ಥರ ಯೋಗ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು. ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಡಿಸೀಸ್, ಏನು ಮೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಯೋಗ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಸರಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನಾನು ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಪದ್ಮನಾಭ ವಿಜಯನಗರ.
So we'll continue. Ashirwad. Correct? Need not always take Ashirwad. Right?
You can give us.
Also a read. Why promote ITC? Correct? We can promote. Srinath, rare comers, please come. This is available here. Those of you, anyway we are buying wheat. Anyway you are buying somewhere. Like Mohammed bin Tughlaq story. Some party will come, one day I will come, what does it matter? What only, it's a good product, we have tasted. I am not gifting to you, please stop.
ನಮಸ್ತೆ, ನಾನು ಶ್ರೀನಾಥ್ ಅಂತ. ನಾನು ಈ RCM ಆಟನ ಇವತ್ತು ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ RCM ಆಟ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸರ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಪಿಲ್ಸ್ಬರಿ ಇದೆ, ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದಿದೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಇದು ತೊಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ, ಒಂದು ಸರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಬೌಟ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. ಸೊ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ನಾವೇನು ತೊಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅದು ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಕೊಡೋದು. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್. ಮತ್ತು ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ, ಒಂದು ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್. ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನ ಬಂದು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ಲಾಭ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ನ ಪ್ರಮೋಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದಿದು. almost 360 products in the RCM brand already. The great ambassador is Amitabh Bachchan for this. He is doing wonderful and he is creating opportunities for the employment. So thank you.
Thank you. We'll continue with food now. Mr. Manoj, a colleague of we know VIFA Mantra. I'm wondering how many more people are there in your company?
He will be the one who will represent from now.
Manoj, please.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Manoj Kumar. I work for a company called VIFA Mantra. Going forward, I will be replacing this meeting from my colleague Vasaki. We are basically into the organic foods. So the meaning, we directly connect farmers to the customers. So this is the beauty of that. We take care of the upliftment of the farmers and we ensure that 100% organic growth will reach to the end user. So this is the basic concept, and we include groceries and milk products, cheese, ice creams, and then these are the stuffs. We are looking for business which elevates our marketing into some of the hotels, hospitals, and corporates. So schools, colleges, where there is a food, we are there. Even we are looking into some of the caterers where they can take care of our materials and then they can make use of our food stuff and then they make the cooking out of it. So this is what we are doing. Thank you.
Let's spend some time on some of the rare comers. Anjan.
Good morning, my name is Anjan Kumar. I represent a company called Nogan Solutions Private Limited. We are an end-to-end solution providers in the product design and development. Our office is in RT Nagar. We are about 72 people as of today with a cumulative experience of 400 plus years.
He's not a rare comer, he was on a vacation to his hometown. I thought of the vacation.
Yeah. My name is Salil Chaturvedi. I am an ex-planter. I was in the field of growing tea, coffee and other plantation crops for 30 years. So I've kind of hung my boots there and now I've come to the big bad world of concrete and thing. So trying to find my feet in a new jungle. And this jungle is far more dangerous than the other jungle where I was. Thank you.
Thank you. Next time, rare comers should not go and sit in the corner.
So that often for as you said, a rare comer means come, then you are off for 3 weeks, then suddenly you come and you still remember name and how frequent you are. So I'm Emmanuel. I was with corporate for 30 years, working with GE, then with SABIC, chemical background. I have a PhD in chemistry and materials. Last about 12 months to 16 months, I thought I'll take a break and create technologies, develop something which is useful and also help people who are looking for finding solutions for technology. They, small and medium companies cannot afford to have a separate technology or an innovation organization. So we can help them. That's the concept. And currently, with contact from Nathan, we are into electrical mobility and the associated technologies with that. So it could be anything with fast moving vehicles for electric vehicles, charging stations, and also with energy storage. So anybody who looking for solving technology problems that can or contribute Thanks.
Sometime back I mentioned about two types of networking errors. One is you tend to judge a very valuable person as not valuable, or you judge a not so valuable person as valuable. Emmanuel is one such person. Unless you know more about him, you are likely to make all errors. So please spend some time, know what exactly he can support. We'll continue with the rare comers, but now small R, Chandrika.
Good morning, everybody. Sorry, I have a bad throat. Today I wanted to again focus on what Apna is trying to provide, a platform for natural abilities. So I'm one who does that, help you in identifying your natural abilities. Today I want to request, because I want to reach out more young parents to help them understand their little ones. So if you can connect me to preschools, I would love to talk to young parents and help them know what is the natural abilities of their kids before they create damage in them, in putting them into this competition world. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Don't underestimate Chandrika. Throat is not okay. Otherwise, we will listen more interesting talk from her. Maybe as we go on. So let me continue with the sodium potassium pump. Don't leave it there. Very important now. Now we look at the concept of balancing give and take. I was mentioning about sodium and potassium. Please don't underestimate the power of potassium. It's very important. Look at what the body does. It kicks the sodium out along with that water. Then it goes to the urine. Potassium also goes. Then the body thinks potassium is going, so it tries to preserve potassium. When it tries to preserve potassium, sodium also tries to preserve. When sodium is preserved, what happens is you try to push sodium back into the cell, then water comes in, then the volume increases, then the heart blood pressure starts, then the heart has to work. Then again this process. What I want to say is, such a complicated process. Have you ever thought that in this little body of ours, there is such a big process going on, correct? Continuous maintaining balance. Same way when you look at business, we need to decide how to maintain give and take. Because sodium and potassium are like that, give and take. And it's also not balanced. 3 sodium versus 2 potassium. And balancing is such that if you see the English, very, very powerful. It is not just sodium, the other side is potassium. Sorry, not this. Sodium has the habit, okay, this also we have finished. Yeah, it's not a control of sodium or potassium. It is balancing both. That is very important, 2:1. Sodium, potassium. Potassium, 4750, something like that is the milligrams. Sodium should be less. Potassium is higher. You need to consult somebody to understand what your dieting is. There are a lot of people here with good products available for technology. Now when it comes to this balancing in business, the simplest example of balancing is, don't look at your business. First you learn from others. Every day morning I think, on every Tuesday, a lot of people come here wanting to listen to me. And what is the best way I can reciprocate is to learn from you, correct? And what is the best way to learn? I thought, let me start. So I started with Dattatri. I am not a great musician, but I thought, let me learn in his world. And the first thing I learned is, he told me on the first day, the day you realize that you are making a mistake, it is the day you are learning, correct? There are a lot of people who don't even know they are making mistakes. Such an ignorance, correct? At least you should know you are making a mistake. You may not be perfect. So I learned from his world, correct sir? I am learning from his world. When I go there, then we start seeing the take. Padileno, first meeting she said, 2 statements. Number 1, don't eat if you are not hungry, correct? A lot of people eat because it is 1 o'clock. Second thing she said, if you fall sick, be happy because you are alive. Right sir? Right madam? Learning. Now I go into that world, I learn. Right? Dr. Sachdev says, eat food like medicine and take medicine like poison. Correct? I learn from that world. Please introduce yourself. Dr. Rupa from Vishwas Clinic.
Good morning all. My name is Mubashri and I am representing Vishwas Entrepreneur. We treat mind, emotion and physical ailments with 5,000 years old therapies. We have 26 years of experience in this field and we have treated more than 1,000 patients.
So the journey starts. If today I can stand here and talk of 3 learnings from 3 different people, you can imagine the task in front of me to learn from each of you personally. And in return, grows. If each of you can do the same thing, I'm not telling you are not doing. You enter into the other world. That is what the give and take. Give is not a giving one reference. Give is going into that world. Then, like sodium, potassium, come with the water here, right? This is what is important. You need to move into that world. Then people are comfortable. Don't sit in your world and start telling I am this, I am that, etc. You are great, no doubt. Greatness has to be felt. So this is the next lesson from the sodium potassium pump. How do you look at win-win? The next principle in business is leveraging. Again, I take the heart, which is very important. Again, reference to sodium potassium. Many people suffer a heart attack or a heart seizure, whatever you call. What do the doctors do? They give you a medicine which will slow down the sodium potassium pump. Just look at the technology, what the creator has done. And we should salute the doctors and the medical community and the scientific community to have found a route, correct? So it slows down. They give a medicine which slows down the sodium potassium. When the sodium potassium pump slows down, sodium builds up. When sodium builds up, calcium builds up. When calcium builds up, calcium is very important for contracting of the muscles. And that helps in the heart. Can you ever imagine what a beautiful technology has been pumped here by that person, right? Whether you believe in God or not is not important. This is amazing. Is it not leveraging? Correct? Doctors are leveraging. They are slowing down the pump so that it builds the calcium, then the calcium in turn. This is leveraging. And the same principle we need to look for the business. What is leveraging? Don't look at anybody as small or big. All that you have to look at anybody is, how can I leverage? Leverage means, if you take a fulcrum, keep it in one end, it's easy, like a seesaw. A little effort is required to push it. When you are closer, away from the fulcrum. The same thing is leveraging. I am sure everybody here has got a talent to leverage for your business. The problem with many of us is, we judge. We pass a judgment and make the 2 types of networking errors and then start navigating around to find out what is to be done. So learn to position each member here, just like sodium, potassium and calcium, in your business and leverage. This is what is the learning which we want. The last part which I want to talk about here is invest and give. You will always take. Again, I go for the NAK, sodium potassium pump. Potassium is considered a new memory. Many of you know that memory has got a very important role. 2 things are there in memory. One is, you must add new things in the memory. Second, you must use it. Right? I meet him next time. I don't know, I have seen you somewhere. My memory is not so good. Maybe my potassium has not worked to put him in the memory, correct? I cannot dismiss it as a random. So many people are there, how can I remember? That is arrogance, correct? You don't want to learn. You want to say you are great. You want to blame the environment. Because so many people are there, how can I, right? No, you can. You want to, you can. So memory is such, it has to be used. A lot of things are there, it has to be used. And that's what sodium, as it is pumped, it is used. Potassium goes in. Potassium is new memory, sodium is used. So usage of memory and adding new memory, both are very important. Many people would have seen elders in the house towards the end of their life, they don't talk properly, then the doctor says sodium is less, right? And then they give some, I don't know what, right? Then they say potassium is less, then they say you take one banana is 600, 500. So if you want 4,000, how many bananas you have to take? Correct? Then somebody will say if you take banana in the night it will form gas. Right? So we have n number of theories to prove we don't want to do anything. Correct? Balancing we don't want. So this is about memory, what God has given. Memory is not something which good. You have to think how the cell works. Same way in business. I have to invest in people. Every time I see a lot of people, I have to add, that is my potassium. New people coming here is my potassium. Next time they come, I should not look at them as potassium, they are already there, right? I should see how to use it. And this is what is the learning. So too much of sodium potassium is not good. I closed the sodium potassium topic here, but I thought it was a wonderful concept. The body teaches us and how beautiful it is from a business point of view. It's what I wanted to take. Next week we look at earthquakes in a different form. How again it is helpful in business. But right now we'll spend a little more time talking to a few more people. Lata has a beautiful story to tell. She was crowned at BIT. We showed the picture already. You were not there at that time. So we also clapped. So if you don't clap, no, don't worry.
Do it once again. Yeah, I would like to clap this month because we are celebrating Women's Day, and that's how I'm getting so much recognition. Let's clap for every woman. At BIT, I was addressing close to 300 plus people, and there I said that every woman is somewhere, some are known and celebrated, some are unknown and unsung. But every lady in her own way is trying to make that difference to people around her. It could be just her immediate family, husband, wife, children, or it could be to the society. Like today I was reading the paper. One of the reasons why I also come late is because reading a paper is a must for me. I was reading about this Manju Thomas, who is every day after work comes onto the footpath and puts blocks on the road so that two-wheelers don't go onto the pedestrian roads and disturb the focus or the ability for or the right of a pedestrian to walk on a footpath. We hardly have footpaths in Bangalore, and wherever we have, two-wheelers are going on it. Look at that unsung kind of a effort that lady is making when after work she has to come and create awareness to people and tell them, boss, this is a place where people walk. Don't get your two-wheelers. So that is what I did. I like to empower women. I am a certified financial advisor. I empower both men and women, make sure that they retire with dignity by doing an end-to-end comprehensive financial planning, right from protection of wealth to retiring with dignity and creating a legacy for future generation if you want to. And I would love to clap for all the unsung women the world has not seen.
Very good. We have a few more minutes. Nazirullah, please. You brought any bags?
Good morning. My name is Nazirullah sir. I'm working with a company called Forever Living Products. It's a natural products, aloe vera based and beehive products. It's for detoxification for our body is needed. We are all taking food with toxins and air also with toxins and water also. For detoxification, our nutrition products is very best. Please try to understand the products by using the products. Once the aloe vera is best aloe vera we are giving, world's best aloe vera. Please contact me.
Thank you. So Kumar.
I thought I come regularly.
No, now it is. Now it is.
Good morning, I am Sukumaran from Classic Interiors. We are in the business of supplying furniture to large projects and education institutions throughout South India. And we also work with the Wipro for the furniture and lighting industry. And recently we tied up with a Chinese company. A gentleman, Indian gentleman, settled there for 25 years. Now he is a Chinese citizen. He is working with the employee strength of around 500 people. He has done a complete study of all the industries in China. Whenever we buy from China, our mind goes whether we are going to get the same product what we selected, and what kind of apprehension is there, the kind of product what we get or not. He has created a system. The moment we go to him, he ensures that the right kind of a product with the right price, we get it, and it is ensured that till we get the material here, what we selected reaches here. We tied up with them recently. Any material required on building materials, furniture and lighting, you can contact. Thank you very much.
I've always introduced myself as a person running an NGO. So after listening to this today, I realized that give and take. So I think all these days I felt I was giving to the society, but I'm also taking. I'm running an enterprise as well as an NGO because I find that fundraising for an NGO is very tough. So I've never talked about my NGO except that last time I came and gave these pencil pouches. And I didn't even tell you all so much about that I'm selling them. So somewhere there was this confusion in my mind. And I find that I'm coming back here again and again. And I think my natural ability is also there to do business. Who knows? I'm trying to find it out myself in a very slow way. So, apart from that, I just want to tell that there was a connect between B2 Foundation and Nasirullah. He came last Tuesday and we've started making bags together. His wife is going to help us to make bags. So, it's a wonderful thing, I feel.
Madam is doing a very good job. Whatever the income comes through that, she is giving free that
sanitary pads, yeah, we're giving free sanitary pads.
It's very expensive.
All along I felt that there was no business aspect to it, but now I feel yes, we have to be sustainable. You know, NGOs can't be just giving all the time. We need to take also in some way. So I'm learning that now. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Salam Charmi.
We listen to Anupama. You're always looking whether you brought the bags or cakes.
This is exam time, so I'm not going anywhere out of my house. My name is Anupama. We have a cafe in Brigade Road, which is into continental food, and I also run a bakery. It is called sweetcherry.in. It is mainly online, but we are from the past 1 year or 6 months to 8 months, we have expanded into the line of tea cakes, carrot cakes, healthy cakes, and tarts, mousse, anything is small eatables for parties and office get-togethers. So anybody wanting a nice wedding cake, engagement cakes, or snack boxes for their parties, you can contact.
Just take another 5 minutes to complete. Mr. Nitesh, Mo, last time many of you would have
well,
taken the
I really thank you for this wonderful opportunity to be here. And well, we have started our electric scooters by name Okinawa. The brand is, the name says Okinawa. It's a silent and cleanest island in Japan. It has nothing to do in India, but still The brand has been here, and electric scooters, there are 3 models. The basic model without license, insurance, and the helmet or whatever it is. It's about 250cc motor, which costs about close to about 40,000. And the mileage it gives is about 80 kilometers per charge, 8 to 10 hours. The second model is by Ridge. The first basic model what I told was Ridge 30. The second model is by Ridge itself. It is about the same weight and the same batteries also, and it gives about same 80 kilometers, but with the 800cc 800 watt motor. So it costs about 50,000, which requires insurance, RTO, and so on again. And the top end model with double disc and the rear disc also, it's about 1000 watt motor and A6 batteries fitted and close to 175 kilometers of mileage. So these are the 3 models, and today, as of today in Bangalore, we talk about a lot of pollution. So this is a silent mode. The scooter itself is so silent, and second thing is zero pollution. So let's start with this wherever required. I'm into this very recently. I've started, and so this platform is provided by Nathan sir and our Mr. Tatapri here. I'm thankful to one and all. Thank you.
In Sanskrit, there is one proverb called Yadbhavam Tadbhavati. If you say it's a positive Maya, it's a positive Maya. And if you say there is a negative Maya, negative Maya. And somebody says it's a dangerous jungle, and it becomes a dangerous jungle. And you say there is a lot of positive people are here, and you can feel there are a lot of positive people are here. And if you see heart as a balancing the sodium and chloride, as per the Nathan sir, it's a wonderful, amazing creature. And if you say it's just send some signals with the opposite sex person, that is younger people, it is a heart is very painful, become devdas, all those things. So Yadbhavam Tadbhavati is whatever you send the message to the people, and you get that. So in your website, if you say very creative websites, if you say what you are, and if you say, I have got the case study of all these things, whatever I got it, like to Paneer Renu, the Nasrullah Khan, how exactly the value addition of the aloe vera plant, it is grown up in a no-fly zone. I remember last time you mentioned. If you mention all these things in online, somebody, someday, sometime, someone will search. Example, when my father very regularly vomiting, I took him to the hospital, regular doctor. He given all the medicines, but he not stop the vomiting. Then I took the higher hospital, then they says the sugar was pretty higher. Then I realized that there is some issue with this. So when I am searching all these things, I can give lot of input and lot of take. I did listening to Dr. Paneer because that context. So somebody gives the more money to the students, somebody gives more money to some NGOs. So how you brand it? So my name is Naveen, and I am here to create a creative website that can send a positive message what you want to do. Thank you. Very good.
Happy morning, my name is Uday Kumar. I'm a social entrepreneur. My company called is Idea Pop. Our target community is differently abled people. Right now I'm doing my fellowship through NASCOM Foundation called as Meta Fellow. So I'm working on my POC, and I can help you ma'am to raise the fund. And right now I'm working with an NGO where they support to raise the fund and have a system in place. Thank you.
We have another 2-3 only, we'll finish it. Okay? And the last person will be Satish Kota. So once Satish Kota comes, you know it is over. Okay?
Good morning, everybody. I'm Balaji. I work for a company called as Pratap Placements, and we help you in getting the right manpower. I want to share one experience with respect to Apna. A few months back, I attended a free seminar of Mr. Sri Kumar. He spoke for 1 hour, and I was with some of us were there. He gave one sentence. That one sentence was, see, for 20 years I've been struggling to become successful. And I asked him what was the solution. He said, you are not accountable. See, when I said, what do you mean you are not accountable? He said, you are not answerable to anyone. You work or you don't work, you are happy. So that is not resulting in what you want. As a result of which, when I went back and I did some introspection, this month we did the business, what we had been doing from the past 11 months. That's a huge transformation from my side. And we have started one more business, which we are closing the deal for nearly 15 crores. For a person like me, that's like transferring to another planet. So I thank Mr. Srikumar from the bottom.
Talking of learning, one man has moved very much in the technology domain. Vijay Kumar, he is known as WhatsApp. You know in WhatsApp, sir?
WhatsApp?
Yeah, he is sending photographs of himself, selfie.
After a long gap, I am Vijay Kumar from Malay Management. After a long gap, I am persuaded from my wife, I took this WhatsApp because I had not taken it at all. I am into financial services. I have come from plantation background. I worked in coffee and tea industry, in food and entities. Now I do some financial services and HR headhunting. Only headhunting. I don't work at the end of this. I don't know what you meant by technology. I am not a technologist. I am the oldest man in this group, I think. He always reminds me about
His blessings are of paramount importance.
Good morning, friends. All of us know 0 is a good number or not a good number. If I ask what will you answer? Very good number. On the right side. Views can be different. Most of the time when you fire somebody, you are a 0, you say. Most of us. You are a 0 man. But actually 0 is an extremely good number. There are two beautiful numbers in our say society. One is 0, other is infinity. Infinity is very difficult to define, very difficult to achieve. So I go for 0. Most of us know there are many good zeros. I am Balamurugan from Strategic Solution. I drive my customer towards good zeros. Somebody spoke. 0 solution. It can be 0 breakdown, 0 loss. If you see, all our lives are defined by 0. Think carefully. Whatever we talk, we strive towards 0. 0 maybe ill health. It could be 0. Doctors go for 0 diseases. Again 0. All our business are driven by 0. So I drive I help organization to go for 0 losses, 0 say quality issues, 0 customer complaints, and make sure that all my charts would always be 0 only. Some of my, it is 0. There are many people, they wonder what is normally guys will tell no, take towards some higher number. My graphs always go towards down. If you reach 0 in many of your figures, your business become profitable. I ensure that. Thank you. Great.
Good morning all. My name is Arun Kumar. Our company name is Gopix LLP. We are into advertising. Thank you.
There are some people who are characterized as simply very good human beings. One of the person, Neelakanta, please. I have tremendous awe for this person. Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Namaskara. Develop marketing, digital marketing, one-to-one marketing. We do so many things. Marketing normally ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಎನ್ಕ್ವೈರಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಎನ್ಕ್ವೈರಿ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕೋಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಕೊಟೇಷನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ nobody knows. Since from 1975 ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ಸು one-to-one ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾದನ್ ಸರ್ ಬಂದಂತೂ ಇನ್ನೂ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೈರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಬಟ್ ನಮ್ಮದು ಪೇಪರ್ಲೆಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ಲೆಸ್ ಆಡಿಟ್ರ್ ಹೋಗೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ನಾವೇನು ರೆಡಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕಾಯಕ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಕಾಯಕ IT ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಶ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಕಂಪ್ನಿ ಇದ್ರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಪೇಪರ್ಲೆಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ಲೆಸ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ನ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಎನ್ಕ್ವೈರೀಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಎನ್ಕೇಜ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಲಿ. ಅದನ್ನು 1-to-1 ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಪವರ್ನ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಬೇಕು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆಫೀಸ್ಲಿರೋರನ್ನೇ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಆಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ ಇರೋರನ್ನ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ರಿಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇದಿಷ್ಟು. ಇದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಮ್ಮದೊಂದು ಕಾಯ್ಕ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್. ಅಗೇನ್ ಅಪ್ನಾ ಕಾಯ್ಕ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮಂತ್ 18th is going to be launched in my office.
Coming to the last 2-3, I don't want to miss it here because they are almost concluded. Please be patient.
Good morning to all. Vijay Bhaskar, representing Vince Next Gen Server Private Limited. Today I will talk about data theft. All business owners or the top management has always a doubt on my data is secure or not, by external and internal. Internally is my employees are stealing my data and going out, or externally is it being hacked. So we are dealing with data security and information security. Please contact me. SB meeting. Thank you.
Good morning, I am Sudhir. I am a software developer by profession. My company ApnaTV builds business solutions for businesses. The main focus area for us is education and health. And we primarily built a lot of software for medical claim processing, wellness processing, support of special processes in health. My clients today mostly are in US, so I don't have any clients in India. But if you need a solution which is special to your business, my natural strength I have found is a solution creator. So talk to me at any time. Thank you.
You want to speak? Shashank. Sashi next week. Mr. Panchanathan, do you want? Vishal declined. Therefore, Satish Please listen to him. There is a lot of areas where we can do a lot of difference to our country. Please.
Good morning all. My name is Satish Kota. I'm an reputation specialist, image management specialist. I'm also an author of a book called The Reputation Builder. Over a period of next 6 months to a year, I'm also going to write another book, possibly about political branding, which comes down to why political branding. This is what I'm currently doing. In the next 15 days, we have Karnataka state elections, and I'm part of a consortium called the Chanakyastra, which is primarily into analysis, publicity management, media management for candidates. In the next analysis time is over. Now comes the publicity and media management part for any and every candidate. Everybody needs that. Without that, nobody can even think about doing anything in the contesting in the election. So if you are connected to any candidate, any aspirant, still now, yes, there are still aspirants because Congress and BJP have not declared candidates, so we still have aspirants and independents who are thinking to stand in this election, show their mark, showcase themselves. We are here to support them. Publicity could be from the perspective of both technology and non-technology, along with media management, helping them get visibility on the media. Coming to the media, I also run a Kannada news portal called Varta Mitra. Let's understand, Kannada news are read across the state, forgetting only maybe a percentage of Bangaloreans don't read Kannada, but a lot of people read Kannada, which comes to the point that all English newspapers across the state put together, their circulation is less than the top Kannada newspaper, which means you have a huge audience, huge opportunity. So that's the reason why Varta Mitra came as an Kannada news system. And the beauty of the Varta Mitra is, though we have 2,500, 3,000 readers a day, we also have access to 3 crores of Kannadigas who can be your potential opportunity. And let's understand, you branding is one thing, newspapers branding is another thing altogether. So we are not talking about identity management, we are talking about image management. So coming back to if you are connected to any candidates or aspirants, it's the right time. The next 50 days is going to be the peak area and peak activity as well. However, to this, what is the benefit is most of these candidates, most of the aspirants are business owners on their own. Otherwise, they wouldn't even think about standing in elections. So which means we are going to generate an opportunity from another opportunity, which comes back to the room to see. So for example, I would like to say, yesterday I almost closed with a possible candidate in Bangalore, for whom we will be doing some or the other activities, at least from the media perspective or from the other branding perspective. But let's look at it that he is a layout developer. He has over 100 sites in northeast Bangalore, Tumkur area, where he is available to sell, which means that comes back to this room to say if we have the capability to sell it for him, we earn a percentage. That is case one. Case two is many of the people are agriculturists. Okay, so they are most of them are agriculturists, many of the candidates and all those things. Which means we have an opportunity, if there's an opportunity for reform mantra and the agriculturists to create an opportunity over there to generate some stuff. Some of the candidates are mining people. We have a person over here. We had a person, I had also spoken about that some time back, about who gives oils and equipment, machinery or something related to the mining industry, which means we can go back and talk to him. Which means we are actually generating opportunities from opportunities to another generation. So let's look at that. So we are talking about give and take, the right word that happened today. Give and take. If you have a candidate or anybody whom you're thinking, see, most of these 3,000 candidates is going to stand in this election, out of which 1,000 people are dummy. He is going to stand only at the end of the 2-3 days before he will take about 40-50 lakhs from the candidate, the main candidate, and get out. The rest 2,000, 1,000 is going to be the serious set of candidates, and another set of people are people who want to make a mark, who have money and say, I want to showcase in my area that I am there. He is also a businessman. We have 2,000 people opportunity. How to generate more opportunities into this group? Having said that, the breakfast is over.
It is the final honors. So with this we come to the end of today's session. Thanks a lot. Always respect people, businessmen in their own right. You have a standing in your organization. In spite of all that you have come here, sat here and listened. Thank you very much. We close today. Let's have breakfast. You can rearrange the chairs to get a little traction movement. We have a lot of products to be bought. Whichever you want you can buy and then network. Thank you very much. Thank you.